Good morning, Dual Coast fans. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Dual Coast Podcast. Me and Russ this morning, tearing it up.
It's always exciting.
East Coast, always exciting.
It's always exciting, man. I tell you, we are in like cahoots today. We're gray, we're white.
True, very true.
You're salt and pepper. I'm clean.
I'm clean too.
Hey, you know what? I was telling somebody we were talking about the curls in my hair.
Yeah.
And I said, when I was this was a guy that we're going to have on the show in the future. He's a friend of ours, June. And I was talking to him yesterday. He played baseball at Arizona State. Well, when I played at Cal Poly, you could not. And this is Cal Poly Pomona. No long hair, no beard, no mustache, no scruff, no nothing. Well, probably like I can get a shadow in 24 hours, but then you can definitely see facial hair in 48 hours. Sure. So I was telling my buddy, oh yeah, and you couldn't have long sideburns either. They had to be cut way up high. We were like the Yankees of old, right? Exactly. So anyway, so I told a couple of my friends on the team, I said, you know what? I'm going to see how long I can go before they tell me, to go home and shave. I had no mustache. So I went 2 days. That's it. 2 days. And the assistant coach came up to me and he's like, Rogers, make sure when you come to practice tomorrow, you got no facial hair. All right. That's it. 2 days. I mean, they were on it, man.
Here's a question for you. What did your hair look like at that point?
Oh, like yours. Super short.
Really?
Yeah. My whole life, I had super short hair like you.
Really?
And I started growing it out like 13 years ago. And then I haven't cut it in like 2.5 years. So it's like extremely long.
Got it. I didn't know that. I figured you went a long time with the long hair. I never knew that.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you kind of go, do you ever get to that stage where it gets ugly?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So and then you cut it, right? Well, I did that my whole life. Like it would get to a stage and I was like, go to the barber, So I do that. And then my wife at the time, she cut hair. So then she started cutting my hair and and then once we separated, got divorced, I was like, you know what? I'm going to let it go beyond that ugly stage and let's just see what happens. Well, that's what happened. Oh goodness, man. So yeah, you couldn't be on Cal Poly's baseball team right now with your facial hair.
I guess not, dude.
And I couldn't either.
I'm not totally worried about making it,
Oh man, but those were some great days. So Damon played 4 years after I did. I was 85 to 89 and he was like 92 to 95, but he played 1 year. I think it was Pepperdine. Yeah. Anyway. So yeah, he's going to be a guest in the future, man. It's going to be a great conversation.
Awesome, dude. Awesome.
Yeah. So shave your face before the wedding.
I'm going to. No, actually, I'm not going to. That's not true. I'm going to shave it off. That's a lot.
Speaking of wedding, man, how's things going? Are you all pumped and ready?
Pumped and ready, dude. Pumped and ready. We're, I'd say we're about 95% of the way done with everything. We got a couple of things to square up with the DJ and everything like that, and pick some songs and, all that stuff. But yeah, we're pretty close, man. We're gearing up. We were a couple.
Do you need me to still RSVP?
No, it's okay. I think I know you're coming. So long as so long as we know that, I think we'll be fine, considering there's no one. So, I think we'll be all right, dude. Appreciate that.
That's awesome. Well, we had some guests that were supposed to be on today from the Netherlands. We got some technical difficulties, and so we're gonna push them off to probably a recorded episode that we will pump in. Susan and Joop from the Netherlands. So anyway, we will have them on at a later date. Recorded version, but so today Dan and I just off the cuff, here we go. Let's have some fun, man.
Chopping it up, man.
So what do you think, just on the sports side of things, what do you think about LeBron going to the Sixers? Were you expecting that?
No, I actually was not. I knew he wanted to play. I just didn't expect him to go to Philly. I got to be honest with you. Personal opinion, I would have just hung it up if I were him. Personal opinion.
Okay.
But the guy still got it as far as game. So I understand the logic of him wanting to play. I get that. If it was my point in my career, I probably would call it. But I get the fact that he could still play. He still got it. He wants to play on a different team, I guess. would I have gone to Philly? Probably not.
Mhm.
But I mean, that was his. Yeah, it's his prerogative, man. Maybe he wants to do
I
something.
kept,
If you can
yeah,
take,
I thought in the back of my mind, I thought Philly was definitely one of the top 2 places for him to go.
yeah,
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely. I mean, look at the talent. Look at the talent that's there.
the talent on Philly's on is ridiculous, and I think that's one of the reasons that led him there. And that's the same reason he went to Miami when he had D Wade with him and everything like that. I think that was the whole idea behind going to Miami at the time. But I mean, would I have gone to Philly going from that atmosphere to Philly atmosphere? Probably not. But that's his call, dude. But he does.
They could be the New York. They could be the New York of next year.
It could be. I think they could very easily be the New York of next year, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe he wants a ring over in Philly, man. Trying to get himself a ring in Philly.
Yeah. I mean, they're going to draw a crowd. It's fun.
We'll draw a crowd.
You know, yeah. Charles Barkley was talking about, how he's trying to, get in there and create this, super team like he has in the past at anywhere he's gone. Well, he didn't really create a super team, in LA, even though he had Doncic, but it wasn't outside of that. Those two, they dropped off, kind of quickly, right? But anyway, I think it's a great move. I think of all the teams, Golden State would have been, I think, my number 2.
That was my number 1.
That was number 1. That was my number 2. But anyway, I think Sixers is going to be fun to watch.
It's an electric team with him now. I mean, it was an electric team to start, but now adding LeBron to the mix, now it's ridiculously electric team. It's definitely going to be a cool dynamic, man. I mean, I'm not a huge NBA watcher, but it's going to be interesting to watch him over there with that team.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I'm a Knicks fan, so.
So you guys lost Mitchell.
Yeah, I know, dude.
That's a big loss.
A big loss, dude. I know. It's a big loss. And I mean, this team is interesting too, because I know Brunson is like the face of the Knicks and everything like that, but the team does not have like the LeBron or the, anybody like that, the big names or anything like that. They are, Look at where Brunson was drafted. Nobody thought he was going to lead this team to what he led this team to. And it's crazy interesting dynamic on the Knicks because it's not that powerhouse Philly staff like you look at. Like you look at Philly and you're just like, wow. But look what the Knicks did, man.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, I mean, I like the way the Knicks play now. This is now a Knick team that I can relate to, and my Knick team is like Allen Houston, John Starks, Larry Johnson, Charles, like those guys back in the day. Now I can relate to this Knick team the same as the way I related to that Knick team.
Right.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%. I really loved. I really didn't like any team in the East to watch, except the Knicks. That was it. It to me it was kind of like boring basketball. I'd rather watch the West. But now with LeBron going to the East, and nobody's talking about Indiana. So Indiana can make another run this next year.
I agree. I totally agree.
It should be super fun.
Yeah, I agree. Shifting standpoints real quick. If anybody did not watch, shifting a little bit. If anybody did not watch last week's episode with Arjun Dhingra on it, that is a must-watch episode of Dual Coast, in my opinion, because that guy touched on every single topic you could think of, from business to personal development to relationships to everyday life to fitness. And that was just a killer episode and such a well-spoken guy. I highly, highly recommend everybody goes out and watch that episode if possible. Because I mean, this is the guy Russ knew prior to this episode, and I didn't know him prior to the episode, but unbelievably well spoken, unbelievably educational, and just really relatable guy to listen to. I mean, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's Arjun is a dynamo, man. I mean, when I went to his event, it was earlier this year. It was just so impactful, but he's high energy, and he had a lot of guests. So he had 3 main speakers, and he wasn't even one of them. He wasn't even one of them. He spoke a lot throughout the event, but his total time was probably surpass everybody else. But he had these little 5-minute, 7-minute interviews along the way. Just very, very well thought out. The energy that he puts into it, the emphasis that he puts into it. It's so powerful. And so I'm looking forward to attending the next one. because he is another master connector of people.
Sure.
So and he's just high energy guy, but he's he is relatable. So I just appreciate him as a friend, and I look forward to growing that friendship to a deeper level. So thanks, Arjun, for being there. But yeah, I agree 100%, man. If you didn't catch it, for those that are listening today or in the future, make sure you catch that episode. But we're not just highlighting Arjun, but that was the most recent. And then Josh Friedman, who was on. We're going to have him back in September, so that's going to be absolutely amazing. We're going to talk more business, how he created his business. So, and then obviously bringing in the health and wellness. So it's absolutely amazing. So, with that being said, subscribers.
Yeah.
Dan, talk to us about subscribing.
Yeah. So, I mean, we appreciate everybody listening on live stream and the Instagram live right now. I mean, I'm looking at everybody watching, commenting, and we really appreciate all that. If everybody could like and subscribe to our channel on YouTube, we would greatly appreciate that. That is, something me and Russ have been trying to focus on for a while now. Obviously, Instagram following and everything along those lines, but really our YouTube subscriptions and our YouTube subscribers and everybody who follows us on a weekly basis, who's listening right now as I'm looking at this chat, like I just said. We really appreciate you guys subscribe, like all our pages, listen to our streams, listen to our podcasts. We've had a slew in the past couple of weeks of awesome guests that if you guys want to check the episodes out, all the way from, teachers to doctors to fitness experts to who else do we have on? Psychologists. I mean, just amazing episodes over the past 6 weeks or so. We've had guests on. Honestly, I couldn't remember the last time me and Russ actually would talk by ourselves on this podcast.
Well, we actually have one scheduled the Tuesday after you get married on the 22nd. So that Tuesday we have scheduled just you and I. Yes. Today was just kind of off the cuff kind of thing, but it's amazing. And I want to say thank you to everybody that does listen. And, because Dan's got you right there. If you've got a question today and you want to type it in, please feel free to ask us a question right now. And then while you're doing that, I just want to say also that in appreciation to everybody who's been following us, listening to us for whether it's a month, 3 months, 6 months, or the entire year and a half that we've been going. We so appreciate not only having you supporting us, but talking it up, sharing about Dual Coast, about Dan and I, and about what we're doing, because we just try to be consistent. We try to bring people on who are relatable. It's just your everyday person who's out there doing it, who's in health and wellness, maybe not full time, but it's a part of their life, and how it can impact other people, what they can say that's inspiring to other people. And on any given 30-day basis, we have anywhere from 30,000 to 80,000 listeners who listen to our podcast. And so for all those people that are listening, just want to say a huge thank you to everybody that's out there and making Dual Coast what it is, where we are, what we stand for, and just bringing it every Tuesday. So, here we are live, not Memorex.
Going at it.
Going at it. So speaking of right after your wedding, you and I are going to be together in New York City somewhere. Right. We don't know where. Somewhere.
Yeah. It's gonna be like the Where's Waldo phenomenon. Yes. But we'll be somewhere in New York City together filming a show. It's very rare that me and Russ actually sit side by side to do this show, and I think everybody who listens knows that already, pretty much. But I think we've done maybe 2 or 3 episodes together. But yeah, that's always a great time. It's always a great dynamic. Hopefully we're in the studio for it, make it look really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'd be fun, man. It's gonna be a good time.
Maybe what we'll do is we'll see if anybody can guess where we're at.
That's cool.
And the first person that can respond to where we're at, there you go. We'll send you something free, right? T-shirt, cool. Sweatshirt, something.
Yep.
That'll be fun.
Dual Coast gear. Speaking of Dual Coast gear, as far as but we have the Dual Coast store also, guys, at our Printify shop. Please check us out on Google. That's at the Dual Coast store. You can go to our website, check it out from there. But yeah, we have a bunch of T-shirts, water bottles. We have sweatshirts, men's, women's, hats. It's awesome stuff, guys. We have the Dual Coast insignia on all that.
Love that logo.
Love that logo too, man. Colorful. Everything is, color loaded on that website pretty much. But yeah.
Let me ask you a personal question. What has this year and a half meant to you? Because when you and I first met, we had no idea that we were ever going to do anything together.
For
And
sure.
then after that, you had said, "Hey, we should do something. We should collab on something. What could it be?" And we kind of brainstormed. You were the one that mentioned, hey, what about the podcast? And so, from that initial thought to making this thing into what it is, what has Dual Coast meant to you personally?
Great question. Totally inspirational to me. You being inspirational to me, absolutely simultaneously. But I've never created anything prior to this. Me and you, like I've never put together something and like watched it turn from zero to this. You know what I mean? Actually creating it and seeing it, flourish. So it means a lot that me and you could take something out of nothing, an idea, and be on the realm of getting guests on every single week, talking to people who we don't know, reaching out to, networking, doing events, being on stages. I mean, to go from an idea that was brainstormed at a conference in Missouri, we'll say, a hotel lobby, just going, what are we going to do? How are we going to do it? How are we going to put it together? Who are we going to talk to help create it? And, we figured all that stuff out and then turned it into nothing to something great. And to me, it means a lot because obviously I get to connect with people who I don't really know. I get to network simultaneously while I talk to them and, figure out everybody from all walks of life, from people in real estate to people in fitness to people in psychology, doctors, biology, whatever it may be. So to me, it means a ton. I mean, it's just the fact that we created something from nothing. And I think that's huge to anybody, honestly, because there are a lot of people who say they're going to do something and, be like, yeah, I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do that. We actually did it. We talked about it. We brainstormed it. We put it together. We figured out how to do it, how to create it. So to me, that means everything, honestly, that at least, we took an idea, we put ourselves out there, we made ourselves extremely vulnerable in doing so because me and you have never podcasted before. Me and you have never done anything, well, speaking wise and everything, that's different. But putting together a podcast, like we had no idea how to podcast. We had no idea to stream. We had no idea the technology. And to me, that means everything, that we created something from nothing.
And I want to give a shout out to two people who helped us along the way. Jordan Mendoza, who we asked a lot of questions to, but significantly is Cindy Whitteman. Cindy was a huge help prior to us getting on, answering a lot of questions, getting on with us, having some, conversations. So shout out to both of those, especially Cindy. Thank you. If you're listening today or in the future, I want to just thank you for your friendship and thank you for all that you have done to get us to where we are. And look how professional we are.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Just
T-shirts and backwards hats. But yeah, I have to second that. Cindy Whitteman, I apologize greatly for hitting you up all the time on questions and how to stream and how to do all the social media stuff. But she really gave us the recommendations about how to create this and how to podcast and how she created it. And I tell you, she didn't gatekeep one thing. Yeah. She told us exactly what to do, exactly what to use, exact technology, exact programs, how to do it, when to post it, like everything. Yeah. So big shout out to Cindy Whitteman for the help. That was crucial to creating this podcast. 100%. May not actually exist to this degree without Cindy Whitteman, I have to be honest.
Well, it would have been a lot tougher. I can tell you that.
Yeah, for sure. Totally agree. Big shout out to Cindy again. Man. But what is it? Let me reverse the question on you. What does it mean to you?
No, you can't. You can't do that.
That's it. What does it mean over the past 18 months or so that we've created this podcast? What does that mean to you?
Well, I think, for me is like, going into this, somewhat blindly, right? I mean, yes, we asked a lot of questions, watching podcasts, seeing what other people do, and really trying to, make it into what it is. Yes. We one of the things that we decided early on was to go live and just let it rip, whatever happens, like today. Just let it happen, let it roll off our tongue. I really thought that it was going to be a battle to get guests, and we were searching. It has been unbelievable how just people appear in life. and connecting. And I believe that, the relationship building from this podcast has probably been the greatest, opening doors of opportunity, not only to be a guest on here, but maybe to be a guest on other people's shows, but to really getting into the dialogue about people's lives, about what they do, how they apply health and wellness to them, whether they're a yoga instructor, physical therapist, whatever it is in life. If you're a runner, you're a bodybuilder, like our first guest, whatever it is in life, like, it's so relatable to what we're doing. And health and wellness obviously is everything that we do, whether it's full-time or part-time.
Yeah.
And how can we make our lives improve? How we can take what we do and improve upon it. And hopefully, like, what people say really opens their eyes, open their mind. And of course, mental illness is a huge one. And, people who have struggled, we had a grief counselor on here, right?
Yes.
And so it was like dealing with the loss of somebody. Like, it's hard not to sometimes get emotional in this live. But, for me, it has been just the relationship building with people that has given me greater value, not just what they said, but what happens off the air, relationship wise, and how we collaborate, whether we, some people we're going to collaborate with and other people we're not, other than this show is what I'm talking about. So it has been unbelievable for me. And I look forward to every Tuesday morning because it brings meaning to my morning. It brings meaning to my day. Thinking about these guests, thinking about thoughts that they've shared, throughout the week until we get to the next guest. And so it's just exciting because if you remember, for those that have been here from the very get-go, you and I were alternating. We were doing a guest every other week. And then it's just like, it just started snowballing. It's like, dude, we can have guests every week, which we, most of the time, besides today, most of the time we do. And so it has just been amazing. And how can it not impact your life? How can being on this show not impact who we are?
Correct. No, I totally agree with that. I totally agree because honestly, it really livens up my day to start the day, honestly, because I get to talk to somebody who I probably never met or spoken to or, get to hear about them. And it really kind of like, it excites you. It's somebody you've spoken to, you don't know anything about them. And I just want to shout out real quick, because you said from the beginning, I just want to shout out Frank Seppi real quick, because he really started this show off with a bang.
Guest number one,
first time we've had Dual Coast. And, this is a guy with 1 million followers on Instagram. And we reached out to him and I thought for sure he's going to be like, who are these guys? No chance. They're nobody. They don't have 1 follower. And he's got 1 million followers. And he was just like, yeah, no problem. And huge shout out. We are extremely grateful that he led this show off as the first guest of Dual Coast when we knew nothing about what we were doing, nothing about streaming, nothing about interviewing really. Yeah. And he just sat down with us in his living room and he just hung out and he just, had a conversation and he told us everything about bodybuilding, fitness, everything. And this is a guy who's huge with muscle and fitness, knows every single professional bodybuilder in the world, every single fitness influencer, entrepreneur, everything. And he came on Dual Coast as our first guest.
Yeah.
Like that was, and then I feel like that was a defining moment right there for me and you too. When he came on, it's just like, okay, we could do this. We just got a guy with 1 million followers to lead this thing off. We can do this.
We can do the podcast, not the bodybuilding.
Yeah, well, we sure
just to be clear.
We sure don't look like Frank, that's for sure. But even me and Russell combined don't look like Frank. But but he was an awesome guy, and you can still reach out to him on Instagram, and he still text you back and everything like that. Like just down to earth guy, and it's just unbelievable that we were able to reach out to him, and it just shows you that guests. We thought we were going to have a hard time getting guests, as well. And we thought that we were going to, like you said, we're going to go every other week, and we're going to get a guest on, and then we're going to do me and you, and then it just spiraled and spiraled and spiraled. And people are willing to share their story. And I've said this multiple times on this podcast, that people are willing to come on and tell us about their life, what they do on a daily basis, their training routines, their mental health routines, their, non-negotiables every day. And I find that interesting that people are willing to come on and just be vulnerable really quickly on a podcast that they don't know much about, or maybe they listen to a few episodes and 2 guys who they don't really know very well. They're willing to come on here and share their story. And we are greatly appreciative of every single guest who's been on this show since day one. And it's amazing how you get to listen to their story, and it kind of just excites you on Tuesday morning when people are, going to work or whatever like that. We get to sit here with people and have a great conversation.
Yeah. And part of our strategy and planning at the beginning was to catch those people who are commuters, who are commuting to work and can listen to us, on the podcast on the commuting morning. So, and for those that get up, whether it's 6 a.m. here or it's 9 a.m. there or whatever in between, we appreciate, you being consistent and being our subscriber, and being our follower and giving us shout outs each and every week.
100%. 100%. Yeah, just like today, we really appreciate everybody listening this morning, and everybody who's on the live stream right now, as I'm on Instagram and as I'm on, our live stream on YouTube. Greatly appreciate all the listeners. Please, guys, like I said, if you could like and subscribe to our channel, we would greatly appreciate that. Please check out the Dual Coast store again. Please check out Russ at all his social medias. Oh, Russ, we got an event coming up actually in September. Let's touch on that for a second here.
Event number 3 out of 4. So we had Portland in April. We had Santa Cruz in May. We've got Minneapolis in September, Pittsburgh in October. It is absolutely amazing. Impact Live Events, which is a health and wellness, all about reinventing yourself. So if you are in the Minnesota area or you want to fly in, which we have people that are going to be coming into, we've got a great host of speakers. We've got Jared Sebesta, who's been on here before, Dan Sikowski, who has been on here, great friends of mine and yours. Local people, Chris Heine, who has also been on here with Bond Brand. Yeah, it's always so confusing. Chris Heine, who's been on here, Sally Fu, Linda Cha, and also Danny Thau. Most of these, I think Linda's the only one that hasn't been on here. So,
sure. Yes.
Right. So anyway, those are the speakers that are going to be at Minneapolis. It's September the 19th from 5 to 8:30 p.m. It's going to be at the Bell Museum. Absolutely stunning museum. It's actually, I think, a St. Paul address. It's on the campus of University of Minnesota. Right. Unbelievable. The lineup is fantastic. I'll be speaking, sharing as well. But it's all about reinventing yourself in health and wellness, how you can take where you're at, whether you're stuck, whether you're succeeding, whatever you need. But most importantly is coming and connecting with community. Sure. Looking back at Portland, our first time going to Portland, and hearing some of these people who didn't know one another prior to the Portland event, and now who are hanging out. Now who are collaborating, now who are going and supporting other businesses from people who were there. It is unbelievable to have that connection, to have that relationship building. People are hitting me up, and it's awesome because now that we look at it, it's like we're going to build that into next year, into PDX and raise it to another level, right? In Portland. So Santa Cruz, same thing. And then Minneapolis, Pittsburgh, 2 new communities that we're going to, and we want to elevate this. And so if you're in the Minneapolis area, you're in the St. Paul area, you're in the surrounding areas, I hope that you can check it out. You can go to russellrogers.net and check out there. You can click on it. You can get your tickets there. It's going to be an unbelievable event. You can also go to Russell Rogers Official on Instagram. You can also find it on there. You can click on one of the videos. You click on the link. But it's going to be an amazing time that you don't want to miss. So Impact Live Events coming to Minneapolis, September 19th, October 17th in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Yes. It's going to be an amazing time, guys. Please check out Russ at all his social media handles. Check out Impact Events. That is a serious lineup of speakers too, because if you look at the people from Sebesta to Sikowski to Sally, and that is a different realm for each speaker because some are hype, some are motivational. They're all very well-rounded. It's going to be an interesting dynamic between the speakers because some are going to really come at you hard. Some you're going to relate to really differently. It's going to be really, really interesting.
Yes.
Lineup. I mean,
it's going to be good.
Great stuff. Yeah.
It's going to be good. So we're going to interview on our podcast live Chris Heine and Linda Cha. Yeah. Both incredible people, incredible stories. I'm going to be in the Minnesota area for the entire week. So actually, the Tuesday podcast, I'll be in Minneapolis that week. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal. So just looking forward to connecting with new people in Minneapolis and raising the bar and looking to build this, for the future. So check us out. Check out Impact Live Events. It's going to be awesome.
Beautiful. Awesome, man.
Yeah. That's a wrap, huh?
Yeah, dude. It's a great podcast right now. I mean, we definitely, please check out the Dual Coast store. Like I said, please check us out on all social media handles at Dual Coast Podcast. Check out the YouTube. Please like and subscribe.
What are the handles? What are the handles?
All the handles are at Dual Coast Podcast. Everything's at Dual Coast Podcast. And then check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music. Please check out Russell Rogers at russellrogers.net for the Impact events coming up. We got Minnesota, and then we also have Pittsburgh following Minnesota. Yep. So you can check out the Impact events. We're not, let's worry about Minnesota first. But Pittsburgh to follow in October. And, we'll see everybody next week.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Thanks, everybody, for listening.
Thank you so much for listening, guys. We'll see everybody next week.
Have a great day.
Take care.